I didn't understand your silence when it first started. I thought you were becoming distant, cold, or tired of me for no reason. I told myself you were changing, but I never asked what made you change. Now I realize your silence was not empty. It was full of everything you had already tried to say. You didn't stop speaking because you had nothing left in your heart. You stopped speaking because your heart was exhausted from repeating the same pain. You had explained yourself so many times, and I kept treating your words like something I could answer later. I never understood that later was slowly becoming too late. There were moments when you looked at me differently, and I noticed them. I saw the sadness in your eyes, but I didn't want to face what it meant. It was easier to pretend things were normal than to admit I was losing the person who had been trying so hard to stay. I used to think arguments were the dangerous part. Now I understand silence is sometimes worse. At least when you were arguing, you still cared enough to fight for us. When you became quiet, you were no longer trying to prove your pain. You were trying to survive it. I can see now how many chances you gave me before you stopped explaining. You tried to tell me what hurt you. You tried to show me where I was failing. You tried to open a door for honesty, but I kept standing behind my pride instead of walking through it. The truth is, I didn't listen when your voice was still soft. I didn't listen when your patience was still alive. I waited until your silence became loud enough to scare me. By then, the person who once begged to be understood had started accepting that I might never understand. That is the part that breaks me now. You didn't suddenly become quiet. You slowly learned that speaking was not changing anything. Every ignored feeling became another reason to protect yourself. Every unanswered need became another wall between us, and I was too blind to notice who was building those walls. I remember thinking you were punishing me with silence. Now, I know you were tired of bleeding in front of someone who kept asking why you were hurt. You were not trying to hurt me back. You were trying to stop giving pieces of yourself to someone who wasn't holding them carefully. You deserve the love that listened the first time. You deserved someone who could hear the pain behind your words before it became silence. You deserved comfort without having to explain why you needed it. I see now that love should never make someone feel like their feelings are a burden. I wish I could go back to the moments when you still wanted to talk. I wish I had put my pride down and truly heard you. I wish I had asked better questions, stayed present longer, and made you feel safe enough to keep opening your heart to me. But I cannot go back. All I can do now is admit that I have failed to understand what your silence meant. It was not weakness. It was not drama. It was not confusion. It was the quiet sound of someone finally realizing they could not keep fighting alone. I know now that your silence was your final message. It said you were tired. It said you were hurt. It said you had waited long enough for me to become the person I kept promising I would be. And I hate that I only understood it after you stopped explaining. If you ever wonder whether I finally see it, I do. I see the words you swallowed. I see the tears you hid. I see the moments when you needed me to listen, and I chose defensiveness instead. I see all of it now, and it hurts. Today, I understand that losing someone does not always happen with a goodbye. Sometimes it happens quietly, in the space between ignored conversations and tired hearts. Your silence said everything I refused to hear, and I will carry that truth with me for a very long time.